Merry Christmas in July, besties. Today is day 12 of our collaboration, the 12 Days of Christmas, and it's the last video of the series. It's a sad day, but that doesn't mean we have to stop crafting for Christmas. So for my project today, for the 12 Days of Christmas, is this cute little box. And it says, "Have your elf a merry little Christmas." Isn't that cute? And my little elf here that I paper pieced together. And if you look on all sides of the box, I used Christmas colors this time. Red and green. But the neat part about this box is the top. Look at that. The top of the box pops open. Like so, and you can fill it with treats. And to close it, you just pop it back down. Just like magic. I guess just like Christmas, Santa Claus, the elves, all magic. So, let's go ahead and put this box together. It looks complex, but it's really not. I don't like complex things. So, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you will need is some plain cardstock, and I'm going green. You can see it all. I'm going green. Yep. And the size of my cardstock is 10.5 inches by 8 inches. So that was 10.5 inches by 8 inches. And we're going to need our scoring tool. There's quite a bit of scoring in this project. So, let me get my scoring tool out here. And along the 10.5 inch side, sure you can see here. Alright, so along the 10.5 inch side, I am going to score at 2.5 inches, 5 inches, 7.5 inches, and then 10 inches. Alright, so on the 10.5 inch side, we scored at 2.5, 5 inches, 7.5, and 10 inches. Okay, don't move it yet. We're going to make little marks along the top, and you'll see why in a minute. And I'm just going to use one of my embossing tools with a little round tip on the end. Can you see that? To make my mark. You could use your scoring tool to do that too, but I'm just going to use this instead. So we're going to make just a little mark at the top, and this, and like I said, you'll understand here in a minute. So we're going to make a little mark at 1 1/4 inches, so just like that, and at 3 3/4 inches, 6 1/4 inches, and 8 3/4 inches. So we made marks at 1 1/4 inch, 3 3/4 inches, 6 1/4 inches, and 8 3/4 inches. Okay? Now, we are going to rotate our paper, but we're going to make sure the side that has the marks is to this side, is to our right side. And we're going to score along the 8 inch side, remembering that our marks that we just made are right over here. We're going to score at 2 inches, and at 6 3/4 inches. So that was 2 inches and 6 3/4 inches. And then there's our marks, and this is going to be the bottom of our box. So we are done with this scoring tool for right now. But we're not done scoring yet. The next scores are really easy. I'm going to use the same scoring tool that I just used to make the marks at the top of the paper that you should be able to see. I don't know if you can see mine. If I get close, oops, if I get closer, if you can see. Maybe, maybe not. Alright, you're going to take your scoring tool and you're going to take a ruler. I like to use a metal one. And I'm going to go ahead and put my scoring tool in the corner where my 6 3/4 inch mark and my 2.5 inch mark dissect. Fancy word! And then I'm going to kind of line it up to that mark I made at the 1 1/4 inch. Alright, and so then I'm just going to score up and down a few times and make a score line right there. Okay, and then I'm going to move to the next section and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my scoring tool where those score lines dissect and go up to where my top mark is. Right? And then I'm going to do it again. And then one last time. Alright? One last time. We're just doing it on the right side. Alright, we're done. Done scoring. Yay! So hopefully you can see, no, maybe not, but I have my angle scores here and all my other scoring. So now we need to do some cutting like we usually do when we make a box, right? So this bottom rectangle that is a 1/2 inch wide by 2 inches long, we need to just cut that rectangle out. And then we're going to angle cut on this 1/2 inch strip. We are going to angle cut to the corner like so on the bottom and also on the top. It just makes a nicer edge on our box, so you can see that. And then we're going to cut up on each of these 3 score lines that are left on the bottom up to the 2 inch score line. Super easy. Now let's do some angle cutting just to make our box go together nice and smooth. Not a huge angle, but you know, just a little one. It just makes, you know, gives it that nice finish, I think. You don't have to do it, I guess, but I like to. And it's not a very big diagonal. Can't believe it's the last in our series. You have to check out our Facebook group. We've got a swap going on right now. I'm sure we'll have another one coming up here pretty quick. Alright, so I've angle cut all of my bottom pieces, and we are done cutting. Now we get to fold on our score lines. So get your bone folder out and flip it over, and let's start scoring. You want a good score on all of these. And our last one here. And we're going to fold each of our bottom pieces up and give them a good burnish here. Alright, and then our little top piece up here we're going to fold over. I know you're dying to know what we did with those diagonal pieces. Alright, and it's probably the trickiest part, and it's once you kind of get it figured out, it's pretty easy. So for the diagonal parts, you see how it's diagonal that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my little 1/2 inch flap, and I'm just going to kind of start my angle and I don't want to lose my fold here. You can see that. And then I'm just going to burnish it. Alright? And then I'm going to take this fold, I'm going to go ahead and fold it, and my score line is angled right here, and I'm going to kind of fold it back on itself, so it's like that. So if you turn it over, you see how that's where that score is, so it kind of makes like a box. But you're not scoring any of this part that doesn't have the score line. So you kind of do the same. Where that score line is, pinch it together, and then fold it over on that diagonal fold line or score line, and you're kind of like making a mitered corner, I guess is the best way to describe it, in the box. And then open it up and do the same thing for the last one. Bend it where that score is, and then you're just gonna, keep this part straight and leave it straight on your desk, and just where that diagonal score is, score it. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. It's probably the trickiest part, but that's what it'll look like. Alright. So then we're going to glue our box together. But before we do that, let's glue on our little panels. Easier to do it now, and I keep getting too stuck together. So our little panels are 2 1/4 inches by 4 1/2. And I thought I had my tape glue here. Yep, there we go. And you can always use whatever adhesive you feel most comfortable with. And since this has a pattern on it, I want to make sure that my pattern is all going the same direction. And I'm using this cute little paper pad. It's actually 6 by 6 inch paper. I'll show it to you in a second. Has some really cute stuff in it. Alright, so like I said, just kind of centering them in each of the panels. And I'm just lining them up at the bottom just to make sure that they're even. And my last one here. Alright, so there's all our panels. And then I'm going to use tape glue on this side, on this 1/2 inch strip, because I want it nice and sturdy. And I'm going to go as close to that score line as I can. Make sure we get that on there really good. Hopefully it tears off simple. Yay! We did that time. Alright, now I'm just going to fold that one panel in, and I'm going to fold this panel in, and they will line up perfectly. We'll have the perfect box. And just do my little burnish there. Alright, now let's go ahead and decorate our front panel. So this is where my seam is, right here where I put the box together. So I want the opposite panel to be my front of my box. Nobody will probably notice, but that's kind of how I decided to do it. So I went ahead and made some mats. So this mat is 2 inches by 4 1/4 inches, giving us that 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And I'm just going to glue that on there. And I'm going to go ahead and glue my green panel on. And this one is 1 3/4 inches by 4 inches. And on this one you could stamp your sentiment or whatever you would like. And I'm going to hold off on these two things till I get my box put together. Alright, so to put the bottom of the box together, I'm going to bring my sides in. See, there's my front and my back, and then I'm going to bring the front that matches my front panel in last. And I'm just going to use my tape runner here for that for right now, and make a square box, turn it over, and just use a pencil, one of the best tools, and push it down so we get a good seal. And then to close our box, we just kind of squeeze it down. Oops, had one going the wrong way. There we go. Just follow the score lines, it pops up, and then you can just push it on the score lines and it'll close. So cute! Alright, so let's glue on our elf. Isn't he adorable? And I'll show you how I made this elf in my next video. I didn't think you'd want to watch me put together this elf. But I show you the different ways to put him together, just in case you don't have the punches that I have to do it. Alright, so Mr. Elf, maybe I don't need my, nope, I don't don't need my tweezers. Alright, we're just going to put him up there in the corner. And then for this part, to have your elf, A Merry Little Christmas, I thought I'd raise it up a little bit with some foam tape. And I'm not going to go all the way across because it does stick over the edge just a smidge. So there's that. I could have distressed inked around the edge too. That would have been cute. I'm just going to center that. And there we go. We have our box. We could fill it with candy. It's a pretty good size in there. You can fill it with lots of things. And you just push on those scored edges and it opens and closes. So cool. You can go hit this way. Ta-dum! Alright, so that's my box for today. I guess you call it a four-sided twist box because the top twists shut. Oh, can't stop. So, there we go. I hope you enjoy day 12. I hope you enjoyed this series. It's a lot of fun to try and come up with Christmas ideas in July and to get my Christmas paper out. So, like I said earlier, check out our Facebook group. I will list it in the description below. Check out my bestie Irina's YouTube channel. I will leave the description, or in my description box, I will leave a link to her channel there. And I think that's it. So, if you like what you saw today, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. Happy crafting. Bye.